What is poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at Shaun of the Dead, which is a 2004 horror comedy. It is Halloween, it is October, it is spooky month, so we are going to be taking a look at a couple of new, different horror movies, and what better one to go off with one of the very first horror movies that I ever watched, one of the first horror movies that I ever saw that scared the living shit out of me. So I am going to tell you the story about how I came across this movie before we actually get into the movie review. So, imagine this, little old Tyler, about 4, 5, 6 years old, maybe 7. Little brother, laid in bunk beds, right? Little brother's asleep. Tyler can't get to sleep, so he turns on the TV. He's bored, he puts on E4. Guess what time it is at night? You know what? 9 o'clock. So they put on horror movies. Guess what was playing? Shaun of the Dead. Boom. Tyler was not sleeping for the rest of that fucking night, no matter how tired that boy was. He was fucking terrified of these monsters. So now that that story's out the way, let's quickly run over to Google and see what they have to say. So Shaun of the Dead is a 1 hour and 39 minute movie. Again, roughly normal duration of a movie. It is a 15. It is a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 4.7 out of 5 on Amazon, and a 7.9 out of 10 on IMDb. You can watch this on ITVX, Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Google Play. Shaun is a salesman whose life has no direction. However, his uneventful life takes a sudden turn when he has to single-handedly deal with an entire community of zombies. So how this movie actually starts is with the sort of breakdown of Shaun's life, of how boring it is, and how shitty his life is, before it is entirely turned upside down with him finding a zombie in his backyard. He then, takes the piss of it, jokes about with it, takes the piss with his mate, they take pictures, they fuck about, they see the other zombies, and they're like, oh shit, this is like a big thing. So they run and find like their friends and family, and then they go and hop and start heading to the pub. That is their goal. They start heading towards this bar, this pub, and they pretend to be zombies, and the zombies don't really recognize them, so they get away with it. They head into the bar, they pour themselves a couple of pints, they drink. The bar owner is a zombie and he's actually in there, so they beat the shit out of him with a couple of pool cues. The bar then starts to get swarmed, and it's looking bleak for them. It's looking terrible, and the army come and save the day. They survive. End of movie. Ta-da. Good. Very simple story, I know. Story doesn't need to be dramatic, doesn't need to be over the top. It is I think there's like seven true British people heading to the pub for a pint. Nothing more British than that. Just want to go to the pub, grab yourself a pint, and wait for the whole thing to blow over. Solid plan, solid idea. Couldn't think of anywhere else I'd rather be in a zombie apocalypse. Pub, mighty fine place to head. And they get to the pub, they have a good old time, and it is funny. After rewatching this movie without my trauma, without the over-the-top scares of being a wee lad watching this movie, it's quite funny. It's not scary at all. It's quite amusing, and it is part of the Cornetto trilogy. I'm going to be honest, I don't have a fucking clue what that's about. I'm not too into it. I don't fucking really know what that is about, so maybe we'll have to take a look at the other 2 movies in the Cornetto trilogy and take a look at it as more of a whole thing. But I just thought, because it's Halloween, because it's spooky month, because it's scary, we're taking a look at Simon Pegg's horror movie. And the jokes are a little outdated, but it is still good. It is 20 years old this year. It is 20 years of age, and it has returned. I do believe it's having a rerun in cinemas for its 20th anniversary, so if you do or are interested in that, you can go check that out in cinemas, because it is a very well appreciated British movie. And anyway, it's a well appreciated British movie, and there's not a lot else to say. It's quite funny. The actors in it are really good. They play these really stupid characters really well. these really immature, lazy, really sort of characters that make you be like, they're fucking British through and through. They're British 100%. Like, that they are like the definition of like pure British. And it's quite funny. You can kind of put yourself in their shoes. It's more of a realistic horror movie. I am going to be honest, it's more of a realistic zombie movie of what would probably happen. Again, no one's out here going all Walking Dead on their ass. This is what the zombie apocalypse will be more like in the UK. Like, no one's going Walking Dead. No one's doing all that badass shit. No one's putting in like 112%. People are just going to say fuck it and head to the pub. People are going to say fuck it and just stay in the house. People aren't going to be like out here sort of going all Rambo and like 007 on these zombies. We're literally just going to either A, take the piss, 2, not give a shit, 3, let them take us. Like, we're not putting up much of a fight, I am going to be honest. We're not, even if we tried to put up a fight, it ain't going to be a fucking good one. It's going to be a sad display. It's going to be a really weak, sad display, which is just sad to watch and also sad to be a part of because you know you ain't winning. There is a couple of tense moments when, obviously, you know, the zombies are trying to break in, and there's obviously the stereotypical moments where one of the team members has been bit and they're trying to hide it from the rest of the crew. I've never really understood that trope. I will admit, I've never really understood why they hide it from the group. I know they just want a couple of extra hours, but I'm gonna be honest, if you were bit, you know you're fucked. You know you're fucked. So you don't really want to be dragging the rest of them down with you. You're gonna like, fuck off, right? You're not gonna stay with your group and put them in danger. You're not gonna stay with like your family and friends and be like, you know what? Fuck it, I've been bit. I don't give a shit about you. I want to spend my last 3 hours alive here with you guys. I want to spend my last 3 hours alive, and I'm gonna put you all in danger doing what I want, right? It's always been like a very selfish thing to me. I've always seen it as very like selfish and like rude and very like, I don't know, just stupid on the main character's part. Like, if you're bit, tell your friends, tell your family, and like, you know, you're dead anyway. Like, say your goodbyes then when you're fully conscious, you're fully awake, you fully understand like the serenity of your situation, you fully understand the seriousness of what's happening. Obviously, these characters don't fucking do that, and they continue to follow the group. They continue to go with the group, and as this movie does go on, we lose more and more of our group. More and more of them do turn into zombies, and it's quite unfortunate. It's a little sad as well. There is like Simon Pegg's character Shaun. He is trying to get back the love of his life. Simon Pegg's character always seems to try to get back the love of that life. They never seem to be able to hold down a relationship to save their life. But yeah, he's trying to get back his girlfriend, and the girlfriend's new boyfriend does get turned into a zombie, which he is pretty happy about. And in the end, he always gets the girl. He always gets the fucking girl in the end because he's the main character, and it's just how the plot decides. The sort of makeup on the zombies is actually really good, especially for 2004. I genuinely didn't expect the prosthetics to be that good on these zombies, but like, it isn't like over the top or exaggerated. It's like, it's quite very simple and cheap with like the fake blood, a few sort of like skin flaps coming off, the blood in their mouth, these sort of white contact lenses to put in their eyes to make the pupils go a little green tint around their skin to make it look a little bit rotten, a little bit like dead, maybe a little bit of white in there as well to make them look pale and cold. It's just really well done, and I know it looks cheap, it kind of feels cheap as well. However, it was made in 2004, so you gotta give credit where credit's due. The movie still does hold up to this day, and it's not like a scary horror, but it is one on the Halloween bucket list. If you are going to be having a Halloween movie marathon, a scary movie marathon, this is definitely one to put on that list. It is a great Halloween movie, ready to get you in that spooky mood. before you get into like the real juicy, real good horror movie stuff, the slashers, the murderers, the killers. This is a good sort of opener to sort of get you warmed up, to get you ready, to get you into it without diving straight into one of like the big guns. Because you don't want to be starting like a Halloween movie marathon with like the big scary ones first. You want to save them to last. You want to save like the good scares to last, because you don't want to have like the good scares, like the real scary stuff first, and then like have all the basic shit after, because it's kind of sort of drains and goes off and sort of ruins the night, like watching the shit last, because no one's really that interested in the shitty ones. So it's always good to start with the shitty ones and sort of warm yourself up and sort of work your way up to these bigger ones. However, this movie is still good in my eyes, and I am going to give it a solid 7 out of 10. I don't think it's brilliant, I still think it's good, and it definitely isn't bad. So other than that, if you do want me to review any other movies, please do let me know down in the comments below what you want me to review, and I'll get onto it as soon as possible. And if you do want to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified every time I do upload a video, so you will see all the other sort of spooky movies, horror movies that I do watch for the rest of October. There isn't a lot of days left in October, but there is still plenty of time to watch some spooky movies. So other than that, I hope you all enjoyed, and